And we are back. Thank you for staying with us. If you're just joining us, well, you are on time for the first conversation of the day. And today we're talking about something that really concerns you, and it's about leadership, because that determines where we're going as a country. And not just any type of leadership, we're talking about visionary leadership. And joining us is Brian Oduor. You might know him already because he's a politician. He is Dagoretti MP hopeful for 2027, I believe.
Dagoretti North.
Dagoretti North,
Yeah, you have to be specific.
Good to be specific because the south and north.
Yeah,
And so he is here, right here with us, and he'll be telling us what he has done and what he means by visionary leadership. Karibu sana, Brian.
Asante sana, Madam Ayeta.
Glad to have you.
Thanks for having me this early morning, though sijaona chai hapa.
Makosa.
You know, you're expecting as an African in Kenya, I come to your place early in the morning. Should be something here,
Kachai.
but I'm okay.
Next time we will do that. Take a note.
Asante.
All right. So let's start by you, for the people that do not know you. Who is Brian Oduor?
My name is Brian Oduor. I'm a 34-year-old. I think this year I'm 35, so let me just say 35.
35.
Yeah, I'm 35-year-old Dagoretti North hopeful aspirant, and I've been active in the political sphere for quite a while, but it has been serious since, let's say, August of 2024, whereby I decided the time to act is now because the signs were there.
Okay.
I think my cue to go was, my cue to come in rather, was when the Gen Z Maandamano took place in June 25th. And I realized something, that there is a new crop of voters, particularly in Nairobi. And we have to agree that any politician that is in Nairobi, you have to start from ground zero now. You understand? It doesn't matter what everybody is starting at a level field now, because this is where majority of the Gen Zs are.
Okay.
And this is a new crop of voters with a new type of thinking. And with the same new crop of voters, in comes a new crop of leaders, whereby I believe that leadership should be not what you say, but what you do. It's about action. It's not about what I can say, it's what I can do. Yeah, so that a leader can be vetted properly by the new crop of voters, and he builds a record of service. One thing that we've been doing wrong as a nation when it comes to voting, we do not consider the record of service of any leader that is coming to you. So somebody comes with a cock bull and story, for whatever reason, he has a personality, or he makes you laugh, you vote him in. But if you follow carefully to weed out ngozi ya kondoo, or the hypocrites, you have to see their record of service.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that should be one of the ways that we actually analyze the leaders that we want to vote in.
Yes, that should go out to everyone. That should go out to, that should be the new type of thinking with the new crop of voters. Record of service. Everybody can talk.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Everybody
Absolutely.
can talk. Ask them what have they done. That's when you'll weed out now the wheat from the chaff. Yeah.
So it's not about nikiingia nitafanya kutakuwa inafaa kuwa what have you done so far with what you have.
You've been active, or you're just waiting for a few months to election, you start giving people 200 shillings. What have you done? For instance, myself, I've been able since August, that's why I say I'm serious, I've been serious since August. I've been able to start Brian's Community Outreach, BRICO. We've been given textbooks to schools in Dagoretti North, all over Dagoretti North. Lavington Girls can attest, and even Dagoretti Mixed can attest. We've been launching a mentorship program at the same time. And we've also been empowering the vulnerable in society, like women. You know, let me say, Dagoretti North is a place I've grown. And I understand Dagoretti North very well. Let me say I understand it carefully. And I understand how those people think and how they live. You understand? Instead of me going there and giving them 200 shillings each, I've been collecting women through the church, that is, because you know the church is in touch with the community.
Yeah.
Vulnerable women, maybe sponsoring them, giving them a few couple of hundreds of seats, so that they can now in turn rent those seats during events and have some income. Because the lives of those people
are not good.
It's hard, I'm telling you. Having been through that as an orphan, I understand. And I'm still in Dagoretti North right now, though I came through Congo. Kangware, still in Dagoretti North, but thank God now I'm in the other side, Dennis Prit.
Okay.
But I understand.
You understand the
Yeah,
struggles
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
are
yeah,
there,
yeah.
and what you're teaching, I believe that now that's the kind of leadership that we want, is not giving them fish, but showing them how to fish.
Yes,
You know, showing
as
them this
cliche
is.
as it may sound, it is actually the formula that works now. These things are always there, but you see the badas or razzmatazz that the politicians come with in their tactics, you end up confusing the voters. But this new crop of voters, these new kids on the block rather, you can't do such a thing.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
really see through you. They really see through you. You might think you're intimidating them. They might not be as violent as our fathers who fought some very evil regimes. You see, the other day, the former president was urging the new crop of voters, fight, fight, fight. But these kids, they will respond to you in another way. Yeah, when they see you're getting too personal, abducting them, they now form another way. It's like a disease that becomes worse. Yeah, every day it becomes worse. So we have to really, really, really safeguard this movement and this new crop of voters and this new crop of thinking. That's the only thing that will sustain it and propel it to the heights that it's going to get to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, let me ask. There's a different perception now when it comes to politicians. You know, when say I'm a politician, it really doesn't carry a lot of weight now because of what politicians have been associated to, and that's mostly corruption here in Kenya. So how different, how can that perception be changed, and maybe what's the difference between a politician and a leader? Because some people say there's a difference between a politician and a leader, and in Kenya we have many politicians, we don't have leaders.
Ayeta, these so-called politicians / leaders, we do not get them from Australia or from Mars. They are people who have grown with us. They are our fathers, our brothers, our sisters, our mothers. The values they have are a reflection of the values we hold. You get the leaders you deserve. Up until now, because there's been an awakening. And unless you want to blatantly hide it, that things have changed, you want to go about things the old way, you want to abduct people, you want to kill people, you want to intimidate them, it won't last long. Think about it. Even in South Africa, during the students' unrest of the 70s, people like Kina Steve Biko and the likes, you might think you're stopping them, but it's a wave that is unstoppable. Are you understanding? Because those people, they're not being paid by anyone. It's an ideal that is leading them. You can't fight against that in a reasonable person.
Okay.
And I think our former president is very wise. But you see, politicians, you can't even trust them sometimes. You know, politicians have a habit of now telling they are powerless, they are powerful, so that now the powerless give you power. All the power, you understand? It's a tactic in politics. You make them powerless feel very powerful, so that now they give you all the power. So you can't really tell with politicians, but through a record of service, you can weed out the wheat from the chaff. Yeah, that's the only way.
So that's the only legit way to...
Yeah, anybody can talk. Anybody can talk. Ask them what have they done.
Do they have a track record?
Not what they'll do.
What they have already done. Been through. Now, what is the difference? Now, some people, you know, some people would say you've done something, and then when you get to the seat, something just changes. Like now, what people are saying, just comparing it to the current state of affairs in Kenya, we saw that the opposition side was really against the government, and you know, for the people would say, you know, in a way they were complaining about what the people are complaining about during the debates and stuff, until there was the formation of the broad-based government, and now they're speaking with the same voice with the government, and now the people felt betrayed by the opposition, even the opposition leader himself. And there's a change of tune. So some people say, yes, you get a leader. We've gotten young leaders in parliament, and then when they get there, somehow something just changes about them. There's just nikama, there's, you know, something is put, there's a training, there's a change in psychology or something. So how different, what happens, or how do you
What
plan
happens is, let me call it the Kenyan gene. If you've seen the mentality of kids right now, and by kids I mean 35 to 20, you understand? The mentality is like people are thieves minus opportunities. They are willing to do all those things because everybody believes in that big life, that fast life. Sorry, that fast life. Even if you see some of so-called socialites, it tells you this, the psyche, the mental state of the generation. Are you understanding? So mostly for that to happen and somebody to show their true colors is because you voted them in, you chose them because you saw some similarities. You understand? You did not put their words to the test. I'm not saying it is a perfect system, but again, to separate wheat from chaff, let there be leaders who have a record of service. We liked Nelson Mandela. We voted him in because he had a record of service for the nation.
Okay.
You understand? We liked Jomo Kenyatta because he had a record of service. People like Jaramogi, we knew the things that they've done. But you cannot just come like a two-bit hustler in the political scene, and because you've made your moves one way or another, there is nothing you've really done for the nation. You understand? And now, or for the public or for the community, I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking about anybody.
Yeah.
And we are making you a leader. Our whole problem goes back to the mental state of the voter. That is where our problem is. If that was supposed to change, you understand, and people were a little bit patriotic, then things will change. We'll be able to vote different leaders.
Okay.
That is why it is we are forced now, as also good leaders, we also have to play along by the rules, because now, as much as I'm doing all this development, if I'm not giving people money here and there,
Okay.
yeah, it now works against me.
So the culture has been
Yeah.
people want to receive money.
Yeah.
So regardless of what you're doing, people
Yeah.
will
Yes.
not appreciate it unless you give them something.
And because of my love for my community, I really know to change things, I have to be inside there. I understand. You understand the means to the ends. I'm saying, okay, it's not my style really, but pangeni line.
Okay.
That's after everything else. Though I'm taking your kids to school, you understand? At the same time, I'm supporting your vulnerable in community. At the same time, I'm supporting fundamental organizations like churches. That's not enough for the man in the street. That's not enough.
Okay.
I'll tell you a story. There was one time I was in a church in Coast PAG. Yes, I was in Coast PAG, and what happened is that I think it was one of my rivals who sent goons in a church. I think there are videos. Yeah, in a church, as I'm speaking to the public, to the masses, telling them I had brought like over 100 seats to come and empower the women.
Wow.
I sat hearing people shouting outside, hey, tunakuona wewe. They even had the guts of coming in. As soon as my speech finished, because I know it's young people, I go and ask them, what's the problem? They were asking for 100,000.
Wow. The mentality.
Yeah, they were asking for 100,000. Now you see, in such a scenario, you have to know what to do. You have to be sharp. If you give this money, these people might think now you have money to waste. You understand? And also, if you don't give it, these people might think now you don't have money. Or if you give it, you're scared. So there is a way of dealing with it. I'm telling you, that is a story for another day.
Because I was about to ask, how did you deal with that situation?
I escaped. Politicians go through a lot, but I escaped.
Okay,
Yeah.
and it's such a bad culture because even recently we saw goons coming to an event that Dorcas was at, Pastor Dorcas was at, and she had to flee.
It was a politician or a leader coming in with goons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the former Mungeki leader who had come in.
Yes.
So and it is there. It's usually a culture that's there, and the youths are the ones that are being used for this. You know, they're paid something, and you're told go. But now, how can we? You as a leader, how can you have interacted with youths qua ground? How do you see that can be changed? That mentality, wacha tukutumie. The youth, maybe they know it's wrong. That
They actually know it's wrong. They know
know
the person that's in their heart that are going to vote for, like in Dagoretti North, they know it's Brian Oduor. But any other leader, but you have to talk to them. You have to make them understand that you really are throwing your life away. You really are being used. But for lack of employment, you see people are living in very desperate levels of life that you will be shocked.
Yeah.
That 200 shillings from a politician is something that he's looking forward to. Again, there's a group of, let's say, goons who have made it a career. You understand? There was a former politician who used to have goons, maybe in Dagoretti North. Now the politician has gone to another seat. Now they are, they are jobless. You understand? Yeah, that's what they depend on. So any other new person on the scene, you have to either find out a way of working with them or not working at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how things are qua ground, and
Kwa
it's
ground, that's
unfortunate. But we agree that we need to change that, And clearly, poverty is the enemy at the end of the day.
Mentality is the enemy, because even mentality causes poverty. The mindset is the enemy.
So it starts with the mind.
How the voters are thinking, how the man in the street is thinking, it starts with that.
Okay.
But let's not all be gloomy, because since June 25th, there's been some hope. You understand? Their minds have changed. They want better for themselves. But then, there's a probability of now the oppressed becoming the oppressor. Okay. That happens. Right here, our neighbors in Uganda. Yeah, it was just the other day, some couple of decades ago, this guy Museveni used to run here and hide here. You understand? Now guys are running from him to come and hide here.
Yeah.
You understand? So
it's reverses, but now, so we need to be very careful against that. Now, there's also this thing in the system for young leaders, because now we're talking about young leaders taking position, because we are the leaders of today. Youth is a state of mind. Right?
Youth is a state of mind. I want to make it clear, some politicians use that ageism to attack people who are very suited to lead. So I'd like to say today, go on record, youth is a state of mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just let me clarify.
So youth is a state of mind.
Youth is a state of mind.
All right. Now, for those that want to take up positions, like you, for instance, there's this limitation, or I'd say it's a system thing, that you need to be endorsed by the party. And now, being endorsed by the party, you get votes, you get people behind you. There's a legitimacy that comes with it. How do we get rid of this? Because it's been a thing for the longest time, and some things to uproot can be tasking. So how do you say we need to?
At the risk of ruffling feathers, let me say this. Majority of politicians rely on current crop of politicians in parliament and then elective positions. They are only elected because they are affiliated to so and so.
Exactly.
You understand? And that's why they are panicking. You understand? That's why there's a lot of panic that you'll see a crop within the same party. People are fighting. Because there are some people who utterly rely on let me call them supreme leader of the party. You understand? The reason they are there is because they have their backing and they have their affiliation, because now the public believes in so and so. And because you are affiliated to them, then there's going to be a lot of shaking in Nyanza. I'm telling you, soon it's going to be a lot of shaking in Nyanza, because now you have to come up now with the real with the real agendas. You understand? No bedazzle telling us, oh, it's going to be real. I'm telling you.
Things are changing. Things are shifting.
So
that's what you're
there's
saying.
a lot of trouble for politicians in Nyanza right now. You understand? Because of the supreme leader, let me call him.
Okay.
He might exit the political scene. You understand? And if you don't have any other substance, then how will they vote you in? There's also a lot of problems for the leaders in Nairobi, politicians in Nairobi, because there's a new crop of voters with a new way of thinking.
Yeah.
You understand? Right now, you can't just come to us because now you're Mr. Moneybags. In fact, that might even get you disliked. You understand? You have to be careful now. It's like votes have become really personal to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people know
in Nairobi City, that is.
That the people putting you in that position.
It is now. You have to be smart. Yeah, for any politician to survive, you can't be careless, just talking the way you want. So some people are foolish, they just say what want to say, but they will reap what they sow. You will see.
What about leaders in Mount Kenya?
I would like to state this, and I'd like to go on record. Number one, all tribes are the same. All tribes in Kenya are the same. There is no special tribe. Even if you have the numbers, as I'd like to say, we are all the same. There is no special tribe. You understand? We are all the same. No, regardless of how many people are in your community, we are all the same. That is something that has to get into the mind of the central voter.
Okay.
You are not privileged just because you have a majority number on us. Because if such type of thinking persists, the new politicians will put a college electorate now. Yeah, because now, there are so many tribes that should also be given an opportunity. I believe it's fair to be given an opportunity to lead. And if things go like this, we'll put the college like they do in America. Because now your numbers are the one that's putting over there, but now we'll have a college of people representing every region. Yeah, you understand? Maybe 47 of them. And then we'll decide now who will be president. Yeah.
Okay.
But all tribes are the same.
All tribes
there
are
shouldn't
the
be any entitlement. Yeah, that's one thing that is disturbing Central. And they use the mind of the tout when it comes to voting.
What do you mean by that?
I mean exactly what I said. Central Province uses the mind of the tout. Even the politician, ukisikia anasema anasikia ground. They don't have their own principles.
Okay.
You understand? There's very few people like our former president. You can say they stand firm on their own principles. I know what's good for the nation. I know what's good for you guys. But everybody else acts on a whim. No, we voted out somebody to vote in somebody so that we punish that somebody we voted out. Now we have to punish this person too. I mean, there's a time we'll have to stop as a nation. Why should we now be supporting your personal issues?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we need to change that thinking, come away from the tribal lines.
There is no special tribe.
Yeah.
Keep the tribes. Let's keep our identity, but let none consider themselves special.
Yeah.
So
in voting, we need to come away from the tribal lines, not just for Mount Kenya, but from every tribe, because, that has been for the longest time the thing that people go with. This person is from my tribe, so let me
blame our
vote
parents'
them in.
generation.
You
see, our parents,
previous generation.
Our parents, when they said they were coming to Nairobi, it's not like Nairobi was their home. They felt as if they were migrants here. You understand? They felt as if now I am in foreign land. My home is
back home.
Dala. But the new generation, they don't feel that way.
In fact, they don't even know their tribe.
Yeah, they don't feel. They feel like Nairobi now. This is my home.
This is home.
This is now home. You understand? Whereas our parents' mentality was that, in fact, I want to build. The current crop of generation, they are buying apartments here. They are building houses here. You understand?
Yeah.
If they do anything at home, it's only because of maybe pressure, but their whole lives are here. And the mindset will keep on changing until to a point, the old politician, the old type of thinking will find himself in a very hard place. You really have to change your thinking right now to survive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to see some very drastic changes when it comes to 2027 elections.
People will be shocked, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
A lot
we can
of shock.
see it already.
Yeah.
So now, for you as a visionary leader, just looking at your bio, the things that you have done, and you have mentioned, the textbook donations that you have done through Dagoni Yetu program.
Dagoni Yetu scholarship.
Oh, it's Dagoni Yetu scholarship.
There's a Dagoni Yetu scholarship, and there is a program for giving out textbooks, revision texts to schools. As long as you can reach us and we see you're vulnerable, and we'll come out and we'll help you with the revision texts for free. For free.
Is there a particular reason why you have chosen to support the young people and the women specifically?
Think about it. What is society? If not our mothers and our children, our women and our children, what is society? Yes.
What about the boy child? Because
now he finds his purpose. The boy child finds his purpose by catering to
the two.
Yeah, to the two. Your kids, your family, your mothers. Those are you find your purpose. You understand? Yeah, that's how he finds their purpose. I wouldn't say that now there is a war going on between the sexes. That's not how I want to put it. And I wouldn't say there's anybody that is being now left out. That everyone is important. Every sex is important. Every gender is important. So because I've chosen to help the two, does not mean now that I am being favorable to them. I just know where the help is needed most.
Okay.
Yes, I also help the boy child. Most of my scholarships is everybody applying.
Oh, so okay, it cuts
yeah,
across.
the TVET is for everybody. The Dagoni Yetu scholarship is for everyone. Yeah, it's for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
some of our textbooks we also give to both male and female schools, and even mixed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what is the difference that you have made? What is the impact from those things that you have mentioned, the kind of change that you're bringing to Dagoretti North? What is the impact that you are seeing that others can emulate, other young leaders that are there that want to make a change even before they get their titles? What impacts?
First and foremost, I'm doing this for my own soul. I can't just be on earth making money to pay bills and just enjoy my money. No, there's something I have to be doing more than paying bills. First of all, for me, it's nutrifying to my own soul. Secondly, for anybody who's caring to look, that, you see, if you throw a pebble in a lake or in the sea, even that small ripple affects the world. It affects the universe. So in my small way, I know there is someone I'm affecting, and there's some people I'm affecting. And it might grow and grow and grow. Maybe it will now become a splash and a wave, and it's growing as long as I stay persistent, which I will. And as long as I remain committed to my goals, which is for now is Dagoretti North. I know the type of person I am, and I thank God for creating me this way. So first of all, I measure the effect in regards to myself, in all honesty.
Okay.
In regards to myself. If I was to say now that how the impact as if I'm looking for some return, no. The return I hope to impact is first of all to inspire young minds to think differently, the new crop of voters to think differently, society at a whole to think differently, because like I said, all these leaders and politicians that you are now criticizing, we did not get them from Jupiter. We did not get them from Taiwan. They were here in Kenya.
Yeah.
They were brought up by us. They grew up with us. They raised us, we raised them. If they have anything wrong with them, then we have to examine ourselves. Our mothers, why are we raising thieves? Why are we raising violent men who want to abduct their kids? Where they should have that parental instinct of now protecting their kids and nurturing them. Now we've raised men who want to kill those kids. You have to ask ourselves as a society, what's wrong, first of all?
Okay.
And we cannot separate ourselves from our leaders. I believe we get the leaders we deserve. Yeah.
Because we have nurtured them into what
They are not aliens. Come on, they didn't come
came
with a
from
spaceship. They were theirs, they were growing.
Yeah.
And that type of thinking they held was held by majority of the generation. You understand? the leaders that are in power right now, their generation, most of them thought the same. You understand? They thought corruption.
True.
But our generation, I'm talking 35 to 20, guys are thinking differently. That's what makes me happy and gives me hope for the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And how different should, even in this short time, or rather, let me just put it differently, what is it that the current leaders are doing wrong that they can rectify? Even
You really can't blame the current leaders. You have to blame their fathers before them, because
it's something that they've borrowed from
there's
them.
something that they've borrowed. Look at the foundation of this country. We had President Jomo Kenyatta. We know his story. We know everything about what is being said, allegedly. So, with such type of leadership, they learned from the best. Came in Moi. You know what Moi did? President Moi, Hayati Moi, allegedly what he did, again, not to be misquoted. You learned from the best. So this is some sort of underground revolution that is going on. Because the youths also have a sense of self-preservation. I like what the president say, oh, get out and fight and stuff like that. But hey, man, we also want to live. And you know, there's normally this saying amongst my generation, hey, come on, it's not that serious. We'll do it anyway, but now why should we die? You understand?
I know the limits.
Yeah, you know you have to know how to move in a room full of cockroaches, full of roaches, you know? There's a line by Jay-Z. Show him how to move in a room full of roaches. You have to know how to step. You have to step. You don't step on anyone until you get to the top. And then you get the raid or the doom and you spray all this. And you clean the place.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to really sneak in. But you can't come now boldly, wanting to now with your chest out to confront the government. I don't think you have a sense of self-preservation. In doing that, I understand you feeling frustrated, but what do you expect the government to do, knowing the way they are? If you come over there now, start putting them in coffins. I don't think it's the smart agenda. All you have to do, my fellow youth, learn how to move in a room full of roaches, in the famous words of Jesus. Just let's sneak in. Let's get these elective sports. Let's take in pole to ingie huko ndani. And then tunawachenjia key. But this other one, I will not advise anyone. You're getting killed. And for what? You understand? You haven't changed anything with your death.
Okay.
You understand? What will really help us is when you are alive. Move silent. Get inside. There's a famous politician who knows how to deal with, who has taught us that. We've learned from. You get in and then you destroy from within. That's what I'm advising the youthful people to do.
You're using very politically correct words.
Yeah.
So basically, we need to know, by moving slowly is being very intelligent with the approach that we want, and knowing the kind of leader we want, knowing how to select this leader so that when it comes to the time when we're casting our votes,
these people are still our fathers and mothers. We don't want to kill them too. As much as they are doing wrong, you know, you see, even if no matter how useless your parents are, they're still your parents. This current crop are enough to be our parents. We have to know how to deal with them. Because obviously they're getting out, they're getting old. So we have to know how to face them out, to make sure that their mentality does not trickle down
to us.
You have to understand that. And you have to do it you have to be wise. Like the Bible says, be gentle like doves and wise like serpents. Yeah, that is what Jesus said. That is what we should do.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, clearly you have gotten a lot of wisdom over the time that you've had in leadership. Awesome. God. Now, what is the place of mentorship, you know, for a person like you who's out there in the community? How do you make sure that you have someone that will follow after you? Because the politicians have done this, and you have rightly said it. They have not just become the leaders that they are out of nowhere. They were mentored into it. You know, even Moi recommended a president before he left. You know, they have been doing that. They shaped someone to take over their seat, to be the person that they are. So now, is it the same thing that you are doing? Is it something that we need to also do?
I'm doing it because most of the board members for Brico, we're basically millennials. You understand? But it's like only 5 millennials, 5 to 6, I think. Everybody else is somebody born from the year 2000 down.
Wow.
See, they're seeing what we're doing whenever we go there, whenever we go here. So by the time they are able to get into their 30s, they have some, you understand, and they'll do something, you understand. It sparks, it's going to spark something in their mind. Yeah, so I'll advise everybody, see, there was a Gen Z way of doing it. But now let me, at the risk of being called, is it called a generationalist? Millennials, we have to move different. Because we were there when the government was doing all these bad things to those people. So that's why there's a sense of self-preservation. So as we plan these things, we also need to advise the young ones. Yes, you hate the government. They ain't shit. They are bad, but you have to be wise. You understand? Waswahili wanasema ujasiri si kupigana na aliyekushinda. So, so that's what most of these people that are around me, you see them. Even that kid over there, somebody born in 2003.
Wow.
Yeah. So you have to talk them into this because they don't know any other better way. They are frustrated. They feel the frustration. But you tell them, hey, Kijana, let's move different. You understand? Get in there, and then you'll change something from there. Yeah, that's the only way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I think that's profound. So, and the youths also need to expose themselves to good leadership.
Yes, youths should start going for elective posts. What is Maandamano going to help you with? I'm not against Maandamano, but for you to avoid those Maandamanos where we get killed, go into these seats. What is stopping anybody from 21 years old, somebody born in 2003, can run for an MP? So the best thing we can do is tell them you can run for MP. Don't make them feel as if power is so separate from them. You understand?
Yeah.
Remember the first crop of leaders, they came in when they were very young.
True.
Yeah, because their community believed in them. You know, a long time ago, now in the pre-colonial era, around 40s, 50s, people are being voted in because now you've gone to school. In the community, there's not a lot of people who have gone to school. Please go and represent us. We believe in the youth. Now, for the parents and for the society, let's now empower these youths with the right mentality and tell them, why don't you run for MP?
Take that position.
Yeah, that's what you should be telling them. You can't be telling them, go out there and get killed. What are you telling them? Really?
Okay.
I'm not against the former president, but tell these people to run for elective posts.
Okay, that's the right kind of...
That's the best advice you can give them. Run for elective posts, and if you feel really good because you have money, support them. Yeah. Okay. What are you telling them to go there and get killed? No, I don't want. I wouldn't support that.
Okay.
It's not wise.
And I know that there, of course, there'd be someone who would argue with you. Even for us to get independence, there had to be people who went out to fight. But, you know, you have given a very good...
Do you think we got independence because we fought? I'm telling you the truth. If the British Empire wanted to come back today, all factors conscious, they can come back. You need to read history properly. You understand? If the British, they wanted to take us or proper powers, we don't stand a chance.
We don't have the rights.
But there are so many factors that went into
us getting independence.
Yeah, but now some people now hijacked it and said they're the ones who brought it. That's where the problem started also.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you teach the people what is true or what is right, there won't be any sense of entitlement in any community.
Okay.
You saw there's that sense of entitlement. Mtu anasema mimi ni mtoto wa Mau. So what? You understanding? When the real sense is that you are omitting history.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell the people the truth. Yeah.
Many people are involved.
Yeah.
All right.
If that's the truth, we call them, they fight now. We see who will win. On a lighter note. We call the people of Mau now the sons to fight with the sons of the oppressors.
We see.
We pay for that much.
Okay. All right. As we come to a close on this, just to wrap up on everything that you have said, what is the future of leadership in Kenya?
Future is very bright. It all starts here. The mentality has shifted. Remember, I decided to get into politics when that mentality shifted. After June 25th, I just had that feeling. Normally, I'm a person who's very generous. I'm philanthropic. The things were there, but I just thought now is the right time.
Okay.
Now is the right time to talk to the right crop of voters. And well, 2027, I'll invite you to my, is it homecoming party?
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I'll be there to represent Y254.
Thanks.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. And so 2027, we should, we will see your name in the ballot. For those
Yes,
from
definitely. You'll see me in parliament.
Okay.
You'll see me swearing in.
Okay.
I know the ground, Bana. Yeah.
And what is the work of for some people? And I think now people understand and people now watch, because you've mentioned parliament, the proceedings and the representation. What kind of representation? When you say elect a leader, what should someone expect from a leader who's been elected?
First and foremost, we have to be honest with ourselves. We only elect people that we see similarities in. But what should be expected of an elected leader now, not from the society? First of all, a true leader should have a record of service. Look at all the greats, Samora Machel, Nelson Mandela, even Gaddafi before now he was demonized. Before they came into power, they had a record of service. So one of the marks of a leader, and I'm going to repeat it, to weed out the chaff, you as a voter should look out for somebody who has a record of service. Simple. Not because now he's vocal and he's popular and he talks and he criticizes the government. Anybody can do that.
So it's not about talking, it's about...
Leadership is not about what you say. It's about what you do. That has to get into the mentality of the new voters, of the citizens of Kenya. That's how you get tricked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not about seeing them in parliament talk if there's nothing that's being done.
What have they done before they get to elective force? What have they done? Who is faithful with the Bible says whoever is faithful with the small will also be faithful with the
much.
Yeah. So wisdom is always over there. If you ask for it, you have to get wise. You have to see it with the third eye.
Okay.
A record of service is the only way. Think about it. Our current president, please don't abduct me. Our current president, how did he get into power? What was his record of service? What was his claim to power? Was saying that I helped Baba become prime minister. I helped Uhuru become president. What is his record of service? Before he became president, what had he done? See why we are here now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it will be good for me to say that these are opinions, not for the
Please,
station,
they are opinions.
of course, and held by Brian. Thank you very much, Brian. Maybe you would have a last word to say to the youth out here, directly to the camera, and if you'd want to also share your social media or companies or whatever you're fair to sharing, this is your camera.
My socials, Brian Oduor on TikTok, Brian Oduor on Facebook. And I'd like to say this. Siasa si maneno. Siasa ni matendo. Yeah. Okay. That's it, Ayeta.
All right.
Asante sana.
Thank you very much, Brian. I can't overemphasize that. Siasa si maneno ni vitendo. That has been Brian Oduor and
Dagoretti North.
Dagoretti North aspirants 2027.
Yes.
So you will be seeing him there at the ballot if you're from Dagoretti North, and you can make a decision based on what you have seen him do qua ground. All right. So we're going to take a short break right after this, and then Brian Sakwal will be coming up with the next conversation. Stick with us.
Y254. Imagine.